Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunflower Cottage Crochet. I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to teach you how to block your projects. So a quick thing to note is that you don't always need foam blocking mats. You can use 2 towels. So you know how sometimes you get a garment that says hand wash, lay flat to dry? Well, blocking mats help you with laying flat to dry. If you don't have the money or don't want to spend money on blocking mats, which is what this is, and the kit that I linked in our Facebook group today on January 16th is an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you any extra. I'll put it in the description box below as well. But you get 9 of these to create a shape or size that you need to block your project with. It also comes with 100 of these little T-pins. They're called that because they're shaped like a capital letter T, so it makes sense, right? So if you don't want to spend money on these foam blocks, it's not that expensive, but I understand. You can use a couple of towels. So you wash whatever it is you're working on or going to wear. However, the yarn instructions say. So let's say you can machine wash gentle and then lay flat to dry. And now you take 1 towel and you lay it out on the floor or whatever clean surface you have. And then put your garment on top of that towel, and then you're going to roll it up in the towel and then squeeze it out to get as much as the water out as possible. Then you take your dry towel and you lay it flat, and you can get any kind of pins that you can find. If you don't have pins, get some books to lay on top. You can sandwich it between another clean towel, and either way you need to pin it or press it down, not with heat, so that it is flat, and let it dry overnight, a couple nights, until it's done drying. And that is the inexpensive, more cumbersome way to do it. Let's say you're doing the crochet along that we have in our group, which is the friendship crochet along right now. As of the 16th of January 2021, we have released our first square, which is this one. This is a good texture square. Okay, so what you'll need to do is grab this and your T-pins. See if you can see it. Nope, not on that you can't. And a bottle of water. Now, if you have a steamer, you can also use that, whether it's warm or cool. It depends on the fiber. Acrylic can pretty much handle anything but extreme heat. So it's better to use just this stuff. And so I'm telling you, when you use this, just plain old room temperature water, just spritz it. It doesn't matter what the fiber is, because doing it this way means it's universal. You can do it with all the fibers. So we're going to go to my little work table, and I'm going to zoom in on it and show you exactly how I block with these blocking mats, and see you in a moment. Okay, so I am back and I have my work in front of me. What I'm going to do is, you can see that it's curling up here and curling under there, and even the ends are kind of doing their thing. Now, for this crochet along, it needs to be 9 inches square. And now this has a grid on it. It is 1 inch square. So these squares are each 1 inch. So I need to count. You won't need a ruler. That's the cool thing about these. I need to count 9 squares to make sure that this blocks to 9 squares, or 9 inches. So I can tell you I made it pretty exact. It might be a little large, but to get started, we're going to use our water bottle, and I'm just going to spritz it right on the mat. Okay, you don't need it to be completely soaked. I'm gonna wipe up some of this excess over here, but you do want to get the areas that are doing the most curling and stuff you don't like. So I'm just going to keep doing that until I feel like it's good to go. And yet there's going to be puddles. It's okay. All right, so I feel like each of these curly corners is pretty well done. All right, so now I'm going to count 9 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like I said, I pretty much made it exact. It is slightly larger, and I'm going to try and line it up with the lines so I know it is exact. And you saw how I pushed that up to meet it? That's what we're going for. That's what this is great for. So now I'm going to take my T-pins and I'm going to start pinning like so. I'm just going to keep grabbing some. And even if your work is a little too big, you can, this is how you can sort of mold and shape. And yes, I'm going to be placing a lot of pins on this thing. The reason for that is we don't want any dips. So if you're really stretching this thing out and it's got that little dip there, you don't want that between the pins. You want it to be completely even as much as possible. So now again, I need to make sure that's 9. Now I also need to make sure this is 9. 9. Okay, so now I'm a little short. So here you're going to get to see me stretch it a little. And then I'm going to come over here and do this corner. So now I know my 4 corners are really lined up nice, along with my edges. So I'm just going to keep pinning. Now you can see that it doesn't completely meet the line. So I'm going to stretch it just enough to do that. And as it dries, this thing will hold its shape. And I will then be able to have a perfectly blocked square for my blanket. And it will be exactly the size I need to join with the other squares. So for this crochet along, it's, I'm going to do this for every single square because I need them to be uniform in size. If they all have to be the same size, that's important, because then your blanket won't look funky. You won't have rectangles and, you know, squares and things like that. You'll just have very even, good looking work. So again, all my T-pins here, just going to close them off. I didn't even weave in my ends yet because I know I'm going to be joining these squares, so I'm just going to be leaving them. So I hope that this was helpful to you. Now, you don't need to use any special soaps or anything, especially not for acrylic. You can just get it wet. You could even just get it wet under the faucet, wring it out, bring it over to your mat, and pin it. To me, it was just easier to use a spray bottle, spray it right on there. The foam is foam, it's going to be fine. And when this is dry, it will be this shape. So you saw how I was able to shrink it in and stretch it out. It will come out perfect, especially if you use enough pins. It'll be great. So I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. I know it's a quick one, but that's okay. Next time we will be looking at some patterns, and I hope to see you there. Bye.